man. Well, welcome back, sir. Long time no
Thank you.
see. Vegas. We got a little, event coming up this Saturday. You're on it. Good to see you there. How's everything? How's preparations? How's Vegas treating you?
Great, man. It was a very good preparation. We prepared. We started in Morocco, and then we finished at TriStar in Canada, and we just came to Vegas a couple of days ago. It's hot, but we're enjoying it. Same thing, different day.
Absolutely, and I'm sure it's hard, and I'm glad you guys enjoy because that's one heck of a trip to be like different weather climates, acclimating. Does this get tiring at all, or is it part of the process and what you signed up for, so you learn to love it?
Actually, we came to the US 3 weeks ago. We finished training camp in California at Pat Tuner's gym. Thank you so much again. And so we acclimatized. It's nothing. We didn't want to risk anything, so we came well ahead of time.
Is there anything new that we could look for on Saturday training there? Any new tricks? Any little preview you could give us to on what Nas is bringing this Saturday?
This is my 14th UFC fight, and it's a lot of experience. I stopped hyping up too much. Oh, I'm gonna do this or do that. I'm just gonna come Saturday and perform to my best, and I think it's gonna be a great fight.
I definitely do because on paper, there's no way this can miss. You have two guys that are violent, but also very technical, come forward, and are also gentlemen. When we talked to your opponent, he had nothing but good things to say, and he was excited. What was your reaction when you got that name on the contract and the manager and you were talking?
Actually, I asked for a top 15 guy. Then my manager he sent me his name, and I got really excited because first, Esteban, he's the same generation as me, and I think this is the future top 15. You see so many guys there above 36 in the top 15, and we are the next breed. I'm kind of a veteran. This is my, as I told you, 14 UFC fight. This is my 8th year in the UFC. I signed when I was very young, but it excites me a lot because stylistically, this matchup is really, it's very violent, man. And I look forward to Saturday. And I can say the same about Esteban. I like him. He seems like a respectful person. He's a hard worker. He's talented. But Saturday, we're gonna throw some bombs.
Absolutely. Does it make you happy as not just a UFC fighter, but for someone who represents the sport so well, that there doesn't need to be trash talk? You guys don't have to disrespect each other and talk. That people who follow the sport are rewarded with really good fights like this. We saw what he did at the Sphere. We know what you can do. So for sure we're getting fireworks.
I like less talking and more performing, because you see so many hype jobs. Look at my UFC career. This is my 8th year. I fought so many good guys, and it's not my personality to speak like trash talk. I just follow my personality. You see a lot of up-and-coming guys, they try to trash talk. Yes, they are maybe hype for a year or 2 years, then they disappear like popcorn. For me, it's more about performance because this sport, it's about consistency. It's not about who creates the most hype in the first or second year, 2-3 fights. It's about consistency and longevity. And we don't need to talk like as you told me, my opponent didn't speak a lot because we know how hard the sport is. We work so hard, man, and we just want to perform and show our best on fight day. So no need to, yes, hype is good for the numbers, for the UFC, for the viewers, pay-per-view, whatever. But I think you have to follow a personality and not change anything.
Yes, sir. And you hit on something real important because this can be here today, gone tomorrow, but your consistency. What have been some of these secrets? Because you've almost been here 10 years. A decade is a long time in one of the hardest careers. What have been some of the secrets to your longevity, to being here, being consistent, getting your hand raised?
I think now I really enter my prime. When I signed with UFC, I just turned 22, a short notice fight in Poland against a seasoned veteran. And first of all, I love the sport so much. I do the sport because I love it so much. I'm really a fan of the UFC. I'm a fan of, I watch even the weigh-ins of random fight nights or whatever, because I really love the sport and nothing has changed until today. And I'm living my dream. I train with the best guys in the world. It's something I really visualized and dreamed of when I was young, And today I'm living this dream. I have the best team in the world. And the longevity and consistency is about dedication. Because first, my goal is not to become the most famous hype job on Instagram or whatever. It's more like getting into the octagon and perform to my best. This is my goal, and this is my love, and nothing has changed. It even increased, And over the last couple of years, a lot of things changed in my personal life, my training as well. And now I really enter my prime. I do my training camps in Morocco all year long. We bring in the best guys, and for this I want to say special thanks to His Majesty, our beloved King of Morocco, Mohammed VI, for the incredible support, reaching the top of the sport, and I'm looking forward this year to close the year in the top 10 or top 15 for sure.
And I can't wait to see it. And much props and much respect to that. That so many things can change, but that you're still true to yourself and you know who you are. Can't wait for the fight on Saturday. What are the keys to victories? What are the things that you've seen on paper, studied with your team, and said, okay, this is what we need to focus on so that we can get our hand raised on Saturday, ESPN Plus?
He's a great striker, you know, but I train with the best guys in the world. I fought already some of the best guys in the world, so it's not like something very new to me. I just have to stay focused, you know, and perform to my game plan. Be smart, let emotions out. I train so hard, man. I train all year so hard. We have the best team. My brother, Coach Firas Sahabi, Coach Said Al-Badawi from SB Gym in Holland. We really train with the best guys in the world. For this training camp, for example, we brought in some very high-level strikers from Holland, also from Germany. Enrico Kehl, he's a top 10 lightweight in the world. We brought in Dylan Salvador, guys who fought Buakaw, for example, and even beat Buakaw. We bring in some very, very high-level guys, so we prepare to the best, you know. And in the end, the fight day, everything can happen. But as long as you know that you did your best and you didn't cut any corners, you know, this gives me a lot of confidence. So Saturday, expect a crazy fight.
Man, I can't wait. Well, good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you.
It's incredible you're saying that you're training full year in Morocco. I feel like in years past we would never hear a fighter saying that they would stay in Morocco all year round for training MMA. You know, what was the decision to go there, and how have you seen MMA grow in Morocco since you made that decision?
I think MMA in general, first of all, I think Morocco is really developing, or especially the infrastructure is so good already. Morocco is not on the radar of a lot of people because maybe it's too far or it's North Africa, but it's such a developed country. Like the FIFA World Cup 2030 is going to Morocco. That means something. It's the biggest sport event in the world, you know, between Morocco, Portugal, and Spain. And I think there's a lot of potential as well for the UFC going to Morocco. What we do in Morocco, man, we bring in the best guys, the best kickboxers in the world. They're all Moroccans. And we have a great team. And we really pick the best fighters. For example, for my last camp, we prepared also with my brother Mairbek Taisumov, a UFC veteran. And we brought in some very good high-level wrestlers from Chechnya. Then we brought in some very high-level kickboxers. This is how we train all year long. And then as it gets closer to a fight, we plan a training camp to do it in our second home, Canada, freezing cold, and really focus on the game plan. And man, we're gonna show it on Saturday. I think my last 4 fights I prepared all in Morocco, and this is my longest winning streak in the UFC, especially in a very deep division like the lightweight division. Saturday I'm gonna extend the winning streak to 5.
That's incredible. You know, it definitely sounds like you're bringing a lot of people into Morocco, but are you starting to see local talent in Morocco coming up as well and reaching to these levels?
Yes, the Moroccans, they love sport in general. You see everybody's so active. You see a lot of soccer fields. You see outside gyms. People are really exercising a lot, and you can see a trend that a lot of MMA gyms, jiu-jitsu gyms, kickboxing gyms starting to pop out in Morocco. And I think there's a lot of potential in Morocco because Moroccans, the population is very young. And let's speak about the men. They really like to exercise. So if the UFC opens the door in Morocco as well, I think there's going to come a lot of new fighters also.
That's incredible. What's interesting is, you know, you consider yourself the next generation, you know, but here you are, your 14th fight.
Yes.
There's a lot of fighters that never make it to 14 fights.
Yeah.
But again, when you look at your age, you're 29 now. You started so early in the UFC. Do you still feel, though, you are like the next generation? You don't consider yourself sort of part of the current or previous generation because you've been around for so long?
If I look at the fights getting booked nowadays, most of the guys, they give their UFC debut with 28, 29, 27. And this is my 14th fight, man. I already fought so many good guys. I think it was a very good decision to grow in the UFC because I had so much experience. Look, 8 years, it's such a long time, you know. I learned so much. I fought Drew Dober, Bobby Green, Dan Hooker. I fought so many good guys. I had good and bad in the UFC, and this only make me stronger. Also, my mindset. So many guys you see after losing 1 or 2 or whatever, a couple of years, they're not the same anymore. But I feel like I'm reaching my prime now because, as I told you, it's about dedication. It's about love for the sport and a smart team. I feel I have the best team in the world. We have knowledge. We have so much experience from every little aspect in the sport, from kickboxing to the highest level wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and we put it together now.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of guys coming in now are 27, 28, maybe a little bit older on some of the guys. When you came in at 22, now we've seen a couple guys that came in younger, and everybody makes a big deal about how young they are. You were one of those guys at that time when you came in. I think people were talking like, wow, look at this young guy coming in. So is that a point of pride knowing that you were able to come in? You were one of the guys that came in at a very young age. Is that a point of pride that you're still around, but also you were someone they noticed your skill set so early in your career?
Yes, actually, when I signed with UFC, I was the youngest ever European fighter. I was 22 and 2 months, very young. And I think it's a big accomplishment to reach the UFC, But I think it's a bigger accomplishment to survive in the UFC, to be like, really be this guy who can hang with the best guys in the world and not just be here for a couple of fights and then disappear, And this shows also the quality of a fighter to hang or to be in the UFC for a long time. It's a Shark Tank, man, especially this division. You see, like, the top 30, they are all so good. I'm on a 4-fight winning streak. Esteban is on a 3-fight winning streak. In other divisions, for sure, we would be in the top 15 already, But this division, especially the lightweight division, is so deep. And it's a big accomplishment to be in the UFC for so many years, to perform good fights. And it's just a start, man. I'm entering my prime right now.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, maybe it is the fact that the lightweight division is so tough. You're on a 4-fight win streak, and you're not even in the top 15. But with a win here, you would got to think that one of you two is going to break into the top 15, whoever wins this fight. You got to think.
I think so too. Skill-wise, for sure. He's a top 15 guy. I am a top 15 guy. Also, my last opponent, Jared Gordon, he's a top 15 guy, But also, you can see there are so many older guys in the top 15 in the lightweight division. I think for sure, a couple of names going to disappear from the rankings the next 1 or 2 years because how long they want to fight, Especially for this division, you have to be a little bit younger. It's not like the heavyweights. They can fight until 45. And you're going to see a lot of change. After Saturday, I hope to reach the top 15, enter the top 15.
That would be amazing to see. And I guess outside of entering the top 15, what other goals are you setting for yourself in 2025?
Being active, First of all, my fight on Saturday, then we're going to enjoy the holy month of Ramadan in Morocco with my family. And after this, we're going to plan. I don't like to think too much ahead, I'm going to focus on a good opponent on Saturday. And after this, we're going to plan.
Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Nasrat, you spoke about being in Canada right now in the freezing cold. You become an adopted member of Montreal, training at TriStar. So when that event got announced at the Bell Center, did you think about wanting to fight there?
Of course, it excites me. Me and my brother, we went to Canada and TriStar so many times, 12, 13 times. Even before I went to the UFC, we started training with Coach Firas Zahabi 2016. It's almost 9 years. But it's so cold, man. and actually, I'm not seeing a lot. I didn't see a lot of the city because when I go to training camp, I'm not really hanging out or whatever, just from training to hotel, rest, But for this May 10 excites me, but it's too close after Ramadan, after this fight. So I like to enjoy watching. There's actually a big fight coming up for our brother Ayman Zahabi against Jose Aldo. This is a fight I'm looking forward to.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.